Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Joe from Joe Plays Games, and welcome back to Rome Total War. In a little bit of a different universe than what you remember from the last part. So, I have decided to, and I understand if you're not too happy about this decision, but I decided to go ahead and restart this campaign. I have a lot of reasons for doing that. First of all, I wasn't happy with how the campaign was turning out. I felt like I was too spread out all over the place with no real clear focus on what I was trying to do. I was spending a lot of time over here in Greece, and although a lot of the settlements over here in Greece are really profitable, there's a lot of wonders over this way towards the east. You got statue of Zeus, you get the mausoleum at Halicarnassus, the Temple of Artemis. You also got, over here you get the Pharos at Alexandria, the Great Pyramids. You also got the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. So you get a lot of wonders over here. And the Brutii are really lucky because they get access to this area over here. Oh, and you also don't forget the Colossus of Rhodes. The Brutii are just destined to go for Greece and Turkey and the Middle East and stuff like that. And honestly, they get the best campaign. The hardest thing that they got to deal with is these, factions that use phalanxmen, which is fine. The Julii also have a pretty easy campaign fighting the barbarians because they don't have to deal with anything higher than a wooden wall. But I'm still sticking with the Scipii because I'm having a lot of fun playing with the Scipii. But I want to do things a little bit differently. First and foremost, I want to only focus on having Neptune over here in Sicily. So once I take over Sicily, get ports going, just do Neptune. Everywhere else, I should do Vulcan or the other one, whatever it was called. I gotta double check. So yeah, Saturn. So I want to see exactly what Saturn does. I'm just going to see what the end one is. So 50% public order, light, heavy, and armor +1. And for Vulcan, that'll give us 35 public order, then light, heavy, armor +1, and then +2 experience. So if it's going to be a settlement that is less likely to have public order problems, they're going to get Vulcan. If it's a settlement that's going to be kind of far away from the capital, which is probably going to stay Capua until we can take Rome, unless, I don't know. I'd like to have Syracuse as my eventual capital because that's rather centralized and it's in the middle of the Mediterranean, which is good, especially if I'm planning on going ahead and taking all of North Africa, which is what I want to do. I still want to focus in on Cydonia, on Rhodes, on Salamis, Halicarnassus. I do want to stay with my idea of trying to limit the Brutii and what they can do over here in Greece and Eastern Europe. But I also want to try and do something a little bit different where I start off first turn training up stables. And I normally would not do this, but what I'm going to do is I've decided to kind of watch a little bit closely what the Julii and the Brutii are doing. I want to kind of also spectate with them because the auto resolve for the Romans is actually really unfair. If they could go in with, like, say this kind of army, and this is probably like really kind of over the top, like they could go in with, say, 3 Hastati and 1 general and march into a settlement like this, and the auto resolve for the computer will give them the win. So, I don't want to stifle them in any sort of way. I'm not going to actively stop them from winning battles. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow them with a unit of Equites and just see and watch what they do and take that as an opportunity to kind of commentate on what they're doing. So it'll be interesting to watch, I think. And if I get bored of doing it, or if you get bored of watching it, then I'll stop doing that. But for now, That's kind of the plan. Yeah. Alright, so time to actually get into figuring things out. I want to have this have a port, 2 turns I'll have a port, be able to train up Equites in 3 turns, so I'll have 1 Equites that's going to be following around the Julii. I'm going to have 1 following the Brutii, and if I need more, I'll always train up more and send them over. I'm going to try and keep them as honest as possible. Alright, so, and the Senate wants us to take Syracuse. I'm going to not do that right away, though.
Yes, Captain.
I still want to go for what we have access to in Greece. What do I have as far as, yeah, Hoplites and Peltas? You can actually go on the ship as well. Send you back inside. Capua, you can have another unit of Stadi. I forget to take this guy on the boat every single time. Alright, you're going to talk to Gaul. That's fine. I'll train up another diplomat once we get into Africa. That's fine. The Greeks are probably going to come talk to us this next turn, at the end turn. Masana, what can I train here? Yeah, let's keep... No, I can... Alright, I can train up a diplomat here. That's fine. We can send him over to talk to the Carthaginians and eventually send him over to Africa. Awesome. Alright, that's all I can really do at this turn. The Brutii are probably going to go ahead and take Apollonia. They're going to do that within the first 2 turns. The Julii are able to get to Segesta on that first turn, besiege it and walk right in because there's no walls. I don't think there's any buildings built here, actually. Yeah, no buildings here in Segesta. No buildings here in Apollonia either. Yeah, no. So they get easy starts, and like I said, Syracuse is objectively harder to try and take than Apollonia or Segesta. Alright, let's get on to the next turn, because, yeah, I have everything training and everything building something. See what they do. Yep, Greeks coming over, try and give me trade rights. Yep, let's go ahead and just take that. And they moved out. So, now what I'm going to do... They're not in Apollonia? But yeah, so, like I said, the Julii went ahead and took Segesta already.
I cannot do that, sir.
Please
Noble master, I shall speak with
talk to him if you can. Next turn. I have my diplomat over here. We can go send him over here so we can talk to the Carthaginians next turn. Alright, yeah. Let's actually send you up to Apollonia if we can. Because the Brutii are going to be our main rival. Julii, not so much. They're, like I said, they get access to a lot of these poor barbarian settlements. They're not going to be really raking in too much money until they start taking like Massilia, Narbo Mardius, and all of these kind of places. Right here is going to be good for them too. Actually, yeah. Oh well, I should have sent you over to Corrales because Corrales is pretty good. So is right here, this settlement here. I keep forgetting what it's called. But this settlement here is pretty good for trade as well. Okay. See about building. Building's fine, so let's take a look at our ability to train. You can have another unit of Astadi again, and I don't want to train anything here actually. Because next turn we'll be able to have a port, recruit a couple biremes to start shipping out our Equites. Cool. I'm gonna take this a little bit slower than I did in the last series, I guess you could call it. The alternate universe. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk to the Carthaginians, get some trade going. Also map information. That would be nice. They want 400 denarii for 5 turns. How about... you just give me map information, and I'll give you trade rights. No, they want denarii for No, so they flipped it around. They want me to give them trade rights. They don't want me to know where they're... I mean, I know where your settlements are. Alright, let's just go back to the original deal then. Cool. I can accept that. Alright. So it looks like we have Apollonia here. I'm gonna drop off right here. And I'm gonna put... Ooh, no, I'm in the control zone. Whoops.
Not possible, sir.
I didn't want to be in the control zone. Because now we're gonna get pulled in when they attack. Ugh. Not what I wanted. Oh well. Recruit some mercenaries then. Actually, Masana has... No, I'm out of money though. Okay. Never mind. Who's at war? Carthage and the Greek cities are at war. Where? I mean, it was probably... I have a spy. That's right. Yeah, down here. This army attacked this army. This is the army with elephants. Gotta be careful about that guy. I don't know who won or lost that battle. I think he attacked and then he retreated and couldn't. Alright, cool. Ah, yes. And let's talk to Gaul. Let's offer you trade rights for map information and app information. No, you don't want to? Alright, just trade rights then? Of course. Yeah, I didn't want to get pulled into this, but let's just sit back and watch. See what they do. This is our first chance to see what another faction does.
We will shed our blood today to aid our Roman friends, the Brutii.
No, we won't.
They would do the same for us in like circumstances.
Alright, so let's line up as far back as possible, because once things start happening, I'm just gonna... Or once things start wrapping up, rather, I'm just gonna retreat. So we're all the way back. Excellent. And I'm just gonna put you here. Same as you. I hope I don't lose command stars for this. That would be pretty bad. Just drop everyone here. And take you out of phalanx mode so you can run away. Cool. Alright, so let's head over here towards the Brutii then. So what did the Brutii bring? So they have a 1, 2, 3 units of Hastati, 1, 2 units of Velites, a unit of Equites, and 2 generals. Okay? And I think there's just 2 units of something in here. Let's see. What do they have? A unit of Peltas and a unit of Hoplites. Yeah, oh, and there's another unit of something over here as well. What do they have? Peasants. Okay, so looks like they're just making a slow advance with their infantry and their light cav. Let's pick up the speed ever so slightly. So the rebel peasants look like they might have decided to charge in but changed their mind. They might be trying to cut off the advance of the infantry to just plug up the streets here. Nope, it looks like they're charging in now and changing their mind. And the generals are charging in behind and then move back. The AI in this game is... sometimes its choices don't make sense. So the peasants are being stupid and charging directly into that unit of Hastati. The Hastati's going to easily chop them down. So, yep, and there's a break on the peasants. They're going to get chopped down even faster. I'm surprised they're not sending in the Equites to clean them up. They're just going to run right back to the plaza and recover. Let's see. I think, yeah, the Peltas is just chilling out here on the town square, and the Hastati are just roaming around, bumbling. So, looks like the Equites have actually gone in to clean up the peasants, and they are just about gone, down to the last man. And he's dead. So that unit of peasants is wiped out. I didn't have high expectations at all. The Brutii are definitely going to win this one. And it looks like there's a little bit of an advance with the Peltas. I would have, if it were me, I would have put my hoplites, line them up right here so that they'd plug up the street here and still be able to be touching the town square, just so they wouldn't break. Even if one man in the unit is touching the town square or this plaza right here, none of them will break. Not anyone. So it looks like the Peltas are just tossing in their javelins. Hoplites are in phalanx mode, slowly advancing into the unit of Equites. That's going to tear the Equites apart. The Equites is actually being drawn into the phalanx right here. And yep, so these Equites are going to get torn to shreds. They're going to break eventually. They're down only 20 odd men, but they're unhappy about these casualties. It's because they're charging right into militia hoplites. What's happening here? It looks like they're just making a little bit of room here with these hoplites. If they're able to get around, they'll take out these hoplites. The hoplites still got about 100 men left. The Peltas have about 80, so the Peltas are at half strength. And the hoplites are almost at half strength. And the Brutii will have no way of retraining these troops. They'll be able to probably retrain the Veltes that they have, but not anything else. Actually, no. I think Apollonia starts off with... Yeah, Apollonia doesn't have anything, so they're going to have to rebuild buildings just to be able to retrain their troops. So whatever troops they lose here is going to severely cripple them. They haven't lost many, though. It's mostly just the Equites that they're losing. Yeah, this one unit of Equites is taking a lot of damage. They charged in with the generals. It's just about over. There's 25 hoplites left, and yep, the general is dead. About 40 Peltas and less than 15 hoplites. This is over. Alright, and hoplites have broken, but they're on the plaza, so once they touch the plaza, as you see, they just recovered, even though they're surrounded by enemies. Yep, this is basically over. Let's triple this speed. And that's it.
Rome will be amazed at such a victory.
So the rebels actually got 74 kills. They came in with a force that was not going to lose that fight. But that's basically what happens with the AI. Alright. I want to see if I can... Oop, Carthaginians are probably moving in on the Greeks, which means that they will be vulnerable. Yeah, they just got a family member in Lilybaeum. Alright, so what I want to do now is leave one unit of Peltas and take the rest and move up towards up here towards Salona, because Salona is actually going to be a good settlement for us to take. And we can just walk in. And as long as I keep this place properly garrisoned, no one's going to dare touch it. just a couple units of hoplites, peltasts, and Silesian pirates. Alright, so let's take up what we're gonna do. Let's get our hoplites lined up here. There we go. It doesn't matter exactly how thin we draw them up. The Silesians are probably going to start over here. Then let's have our Hastati lined up directly behind them to be able to toss in their javelins overhead. And we'll get our Velites behind them, and then our archers, and then our two generals to take up the rear. Okay. And I think we're ready. So, yep, the Silesians are over here. They're gonna come charging in forward, I think. Let's see what they do. They might have just changed their mind. Okay, that's fine. Let's advance. Here they come. Slow things down. And they're coming back. They keep changing their mind. But they can toss in javelins, I think. So, here we go. They're warmed up already just because they keep running back and forth. Alright, everyone, stop right where you are. And toss in your Pila, boys. And these hoplites are going to take the brunt of the damage. But these Silesian pirates, they're not going to measure up. And is that a... No, I don't think that's a route. But we need to just keep advancing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start sending up the hoplites to make an advance. And we'll just fire in on them as they come too close. My Hastati are out of Pila, actually. So the only projectiles that are coming in are probably from my archers and my Velites. Alright. And they're going to break almost immediately. Because they're... Yep, there we go. There's a break. So let's send in our general to try and clean up if we can. Otherwise, let's get our hoplites moving in this sort of a direction. Plug up this street. There we go. Get our Velites up behind, and then our archers. Awesome. And we just barely caught up with them. Alright, let's move back. I don't want to risk losing you, especially with all these hoplites here. So, there's one unit of hoplites and a couple units of Illyrian mercenaries, which are skirmishers. They're basically like peltasts. Okay, so I can actually have you come over here and the regular general come up behind. My Hastati, I want to actually have you come in for a flanking maneuver, coming up behind. No, I'll bring this general over here as well. Just don't run in a stupid direction. Yeah, the shortest distance is this way. He's not going to loop around. Alright, so everyone should be moving into position. Once my archers and Velites, if they get into range, I want you to fire it well. Turn off skirmish mode, now that I remember that. The hoplites should be advancing in faster than the missile units. Alright. So the flanking bunch should be just about ready to go. We've already made contact with the main force here. So let's bring up our Hastati and our general. Alright, where are you? Stop right where you are and fire if you can. Yep, they're both going to throw in over their heads. So I want my goal is to make it so that they can't route through towards the plaza. So I'm gonna plug it up with these Hastati now. My general over here is actually taking fire, so let's actually bring him back slightly. Everyone's taking fire, actually. So. Okay, let's pick things up. There we go. Alright, so the Hastati have now... Who are you? Oh, you're the other unit of Hastati. Why are you taking so long to gain? Oh, because you're walking. Alright. That'll explain it. Alright, General, I'm gonna need you to charge in. We got men on the plaza, that's gonna turn them around. Which, whatever, they're gonna get off the plaza. Yeah, there we go. So, boys, just stand your ground. And we've already technically got victory, so I'll accept their surrender. Alright. And as far as I'm aware, I don't think the Brudii or the Julii are going to go target Sicily, so we've got time to go ahead and take that. But I'm going to go ahead, occupy Salona, and just leave it be for now. So, yeah, we can take our sweet time here with Sicily, especially with the Greeks and the Carthaginians going at it. As long as they don't turn their sights to me, I think we'll be okay. But, yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this part here. We can pick up on this in the next part. I'm going to go ahead and try and take Segestica up here, and then hopefully by then the Brudii will have tried to make a play for this settlement right here. I forget what it's called, but no, it's here. I think the settlement's here. So if they try and push towards there, we can send our unit of Peltas in after them. Cool. And as far as the Julii are concerned, they're going to start trying to make a push up for probably Massilia next. Not so much Mediolanium or Patavium. They don't typically go for those settlements until these rebel settlements are, taken. Which is fine. That'll just give us more time to kind of strategize on what our game plan is. Alright, so with that, I've been Joe from Joe Plays Games, and you have been watching Rome Total War. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.